Hey Tara, are you on? Hey guys. First couple of minutes, I just got to do a couple checks here. Looks like I'm getting notifications. Okay, Tara, you're here. Now we're trying to can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? Okay, cool. You can hear me fine. So what I want to do is I need to get, what we're going to do is we're going to get an invite going on here. I'm trying to figure out how to invite someone on. Okay, here we go. Un momento. One sec, guys. Alright, great. I'm glad you guys can hear me. Yeah, this is good. So when I went to go requests, allow the audience to ask to participate in your broadcast. Audience, I can see Lori, I can see Holly, Angela, VJ, Priscilla. Hey, what's going on, guys? I don't see you, Tara. Share broadcast. Sorry, guys, this is going to take a moment. But once we get this kink out of the way, it'll be more interactive. And we'll be able to go from there. Hey guys, let's see. Tara, you see anything on your end to join? Because I'm looking on my end and it's really strange. I see a lot of people up on here, but I am not seeing you up on here under my... Let me just try something. Sorry, guys. There's no way around this unless we do it like this. Tara, are you still on? Just respond yes if you can hear me. Thanks, Priscilla. I don't see a way to join. If anyone knows how I can do it, let me know and comment. We're trying to get Tara on the live. We're actually trying to get her to be able to link and join in. And we're having trouble even doing that. Trying to see, why is it not letting, it's not even showing you, Tara. Left button on the bottom. left button on the bottom. Now, Rebecca, since you know about this, hello, first off. Person and screen icon on the bottom by chat. I see that, and when I click on that, it'll say request, send stars, audience, and it shows Rebecca, shows Lisa, shows Priscilla, shows VJ, shows Lori, shows Holly, shows Angela, shows Stephanie, but it's not showing Tara. It's really weird. It shows Oliver. Oh, that's for Tara to click on? Oh, Tara, you have to push it. So do you see it? And then we can get started. Episode 47, guys. Let's see if she gets it. Because what's going on is Tara's like the glue, so to speak, and it's another perspective and point of view. We had a lot of crazy stuff happen last night. The whole team was on, just about, and we're gonna actually start into some of last night's, but we need to get her on here. So Tara, are you seeing what they're saying? It's like a little person and a screen. Do you see it at the bottom, on the bottom left? Click on the little person, Tara. Come on, Tara. Or type something so we know that you were... I don't see that on my screen. That's what she just typed, wrote. I don't see that on my screen. Why don't you see it and everyone else sees it? At the bottom left of your screen, you don't see that? Does it matter if you're on a phone or on a computer, or does it matter? Does anybody know? Or Rebecca, or... So you don't have those symbols at the bottom of your screen? Oof. Oof. It may be different from mobile to computer. Yeah. Are you on your phone, Tara, or are you on a computer? Besides the arrow, besides where you... Billy, Tara, on here too, and Alex didn't see my name. Billy, are you on a computer or on your phone? I see it on my phone. Rebecca says she's out on your phone. So the question is, Billy or Tara, are you on your phone? I'm on my Apple laptop. That's why. Is there a way you can do this, go on your phone? Can you go on your phone? And then we can get this thing started. Sorry, guys. Thanks for being patient. There was no way around it to test this. We even tried, and we were having trouble outside of it. That's the difference. Yep, so Tara needs to be on her phone. Okay, cool. She's getting on. Guys, while she's doing that, log on to Facebook through your phone, Tara. Yes. Even Priscilla, are you in Colombia right now? And Marsha's here. What's going on? I don't have a little person on my iPhone. I have a Samsung Note 20. I don't have an iPhone. Oh, you're already back? Oh, or didn't you just go? Or I thought you just went to Colombia, or you went somewhere. Okay, you are back in. Okay, you're in Jersey. Cool. So if you're on a computer, so we learned something tonight. If you're on your computer, then you don't have those abilities. So you have to be on your phone. I wonder why that is. I'm not the computer person. So guys, Welcome to the Lyron Connection. I'm your host, Alexander John. This is episode 47. So May was the last time we did an episode, was episode 46. And we've been trying to catch up on contact. It's been a year for me. I'm just going to do some filler while we wait for Tara. I've had a year, let's just say. What we found out through contact is it was like our theory. It was based on every month as we went through each season or month. Certain contact would come in and come out depending on the month and the season. Now we can actually confirm that is the case. And that's what started the trip for me to go to Argentina and the bottom of the world. Last September, at the end of September, beginning of October, we started getting the pattern again, and they were basically like, you need to get to Antarctica. So, and I literally had hours to make the decision, and as a team, we were all on a call, and I was like really scared, to be honest with you. I going not only to the somewhere you've never been before, but going you don't know where you don't know anyone, you don't have no idea. You're dealing with contact. Anything could happen. Anything could go sideways. And we that night we booked the ticket, and literally I was driving. I literally only got like 3 or 4 hours sleep, and then I was up and I was already driving to Raleigh, and I jumped on a flight. Then I went to Chicago, then to Texas, then to Buenos Aires, and then to Ushuaia. And it took literally 2 days of travel to actually get there. And it was last minute, the last second, and nothing was pre-planned. And that's what started the year. A year of reflection, a year of learning, a year of lessons, and also during that year I had a little bit of a midlife crisis where I had so much pressure with life and with the contact and with everything that was going on, and sometimes feeling like I failed. It was just a lot of pressure. So I'm glad I did everything that I've done, and the contact that we'll go through and everything that actually happened. In many ways, it was a great learning and lesson in life and learning experience. And it got it got me a different perspective on things. So I will say that. Tara, are you on your phone yet? And please tell me that you see the little guy in the screen. Did you get my request to join? All right, let me go take a look. I'm going to go click on, and I will see if your name... There you are. We're going to invite you. Ask Tara to join the live. Add. We are adding. This is... We're getting somewhere. See, Tara, it was all your fault. Marsha, no, you're my hero. You guys are my hero. Listen, without the strength and love and support of everybody, I wouldn't be able to do half the things I've accomplished and done. I wouldn't have had the strength to go through. Oh, I hear audio. That's awesome. Do a mic check, Tara. Can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
So I
Oh,
can hear you. Can the audience
yeah.
hear you? Let's see. Yeah, I can hear you fine. Like we were just having a conversation on the phone. So that I guess yay means from Oliver that he can hear you as well. So that it's working. So
Okay.
it's all your fault, and we'll just put it that. That's your life
Yep.
lesson. That's your life lesson for the year. All right, let me take a sip. Mm. So Tara, I don't know if you were listening. So I was just basically kind of telling him, you know, about the year, and it's been hard. I'm not gonna lie, but it's also been great. I met a lot of new friends. I met a lot of really good people, and and in a way, it felt like I went to another world. So cool. So let's start this off officially. This is episode 47, The Lion Connection. We're going to go through these. Now, remember, guys, as a disclaimer, in the community, I've been trying to keep up with just reading everyone's books whenever I have downtime, keeping up with the Kardashians, kind of speak of in the community, in the contactee and ufology, and now the Pentagon's talking about ships, and you've got you've got NASA saying, well, I don't know, and all these crazy things going on this year, right? So we're gonna address and touch into all those things as well as much as we can pack in tonight. The disclaimer that I wanted to bring up is there's been a lot of attack and hate, and it's coming from a lot of confusion because let's be honest, even for myself, I'm a contactee. I receive contact from light and dark sources, and terrestrial, that I don't have all the answers. And what I present to you is what I received, exactly how I received, and during the time of how some questions that I have. And maybe the context of those questions are kind of silly when you hear me read them out. And then now that when you're listening to it and you go look back and you're just like, why would you ask that? But that was like the knee-jerk reaction to ask, or my gut went there. There is no someone recently just put a negative comment on one of my books, and I will say, like, this isn't a novel, this isn't a storybook, and it's not a chapter book. This book is actually a manuscript of literal transmissions front to end. I didn't want to put any in future works and future books. We do want to put chapters in and go into what we think, what we feel, and this is what this show is about. It's kind of going over the facts and kind of telling you a little bit how I feel and what I think, and because we don't have all the answers, nobody does. But what the manuscript is what it is. It is the best of our ability to translate and decode. We get images, we get codes, we get transmissions of Latin, we get sometimes just English, sometimes we get we get images, we get codes. Sometimes, and we get things that we cannot even decode or figure out. So that's part of the journey. So I just wanted to give a little disclosure out there. But Tara, if you want to introduce yourself to some of the audiences new, and some of us have been here since the beginning, and I'll take it from there.
Okay. So I've been kind of helping Alex behind the scenes for, oh gosh, 3 years, 3+ years. And I kind of just help out things that he doesn't have time to do, or I don't know what to say. I just I'm just kind of always available, and I'm not a contactee. I don't have my own experiences to pull off of or to comment on. But since working with Alex, I do see craft and stuff at night in the sky. But I don't have any. I'm not pretty, pretty normal, but I also feel pretty honored to have like a front row seat to all the action as it's happening, because when Alex gets contact, he immediately sends it up to me, and then I actually do a lot of work with translations. So in the early days, the translation service like Google Translate and other translation services were really hit and miss, not very great. But it seems like in the more recent contact, it's very close. So, at least as we understand it. So that's good. But yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, go ahead.
The only other thing I'm going to say is my house right now is sick people. So if you hear coughing in the background, that's going
Oh,
on.
well, sorry to hear about that. I wish
Yeah.
them well. I will say when you're speaking that like every 30 seconds or 25 seconds there might be a little burp, like where we lose about a word. But hey, we'll work around that. Maybe it's just on my end, but I appreciate you, Tara. I appreciate the team behind the scenes too. There's a lot of work that goes into this. Tara has to mute her computer. Um, do you have
Okay.
any?
I can do that.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. I didn't even know that was a thing. Um, so to get back to it, so last night, so we have as we go through and get contact. There's highs, there's lulls, and then there's highs. And I actually chart contact. So like for September of 2022, like right in front of me, I'll pull it up. We had 72 messages. Um, so that sounds like a lot, which I mean it is just to get any kind of message. But certain months you may get nothing, and then certain months you may get 100. Um, but over the summer, it's been very minimal. Maybe 6 or 8. Like June of this year, nothing. July 6 messages. August 8, and then as of for September, I didn't tally it up, but just put it in perspective. Yesterday alone was over 25 messages, and the day before that was 11 messages. Um, we're dealing with different things all the time. Um, and we're what I want to kind of do is, since what went on last night and especially in the last 72 hours, I'd rather go over the moon's out. I'd rather go over some really, really fresh stuff, kind of get you hearing some of that data, and then we can go back and then go forward as where we left off in episode 46. And I'm only doing this in a way because I discussed it with part of the team today, and they were saying like all of it's good, and going back is great, but why not have what's relevant in the most freshest sense, and just talk about that a little bit and go through those messages, and then go back and go forward, and then also, besides just going through the contact itself, we can talk about a lot of other things going on. I know that it just so happens that I did this episode on the 23rd. I didn't even think about it because I know that in the community, the 23rd was like a big thing going on and around and stuff like that. Everyone has their thing going on. So to get right to it, I what I'll do is, and how it works is, receive um, I'll receive a message, and through, say, a text or in that form of communication, and it will be uh, come in cryptic, or or in Latin, or in a image, or in code. Um, and the first thing you think of is, well, AI, right? Well, what we've based on the data and all the years that we've been going through this, you have everything, and everything that you could possibly think of is involved. And that was one of the biggest things I was telling Tara I wanted to talk about tonight is there are people that want to try to separate. Well, if we're talking about contact, as in contactees, well, that's in this bucket. And if we want to talk about religion, that's in this bucket. And if we want to talk about world affairs, that's in this bucket. And believe it or not, based on the data, it's all intertwined. Um, so there are extraterrestrials, there are angels, there are fallen angels, there is a demonic realm, there's a Christos, anti-Christos, and then you have like insectoid third party. You have terrestrial forces of light and dark aligning with off-world and on-world things. So yeah, you have AI, you have a lot of different things in interacting with each other and with me. Um, a lot of contactees say, "Hey, I get contact from X place." Um, I don't. It's the blessing and the curse. I get it from all ends, and some of it can be downright mean and downright insulting to uplifting and enlightening. So it all depends on what we're dealing with. In To kind of paint the picture of the last 72 hours, we're kind of dealing with, and right before I came on, we received contact. Um, uh, it's continuing. So basically, we're dealing with um, uh, uh, basically someone on the inside of a, I would say, anti-Christos, someone on the inside of an anti-Christos fleet that is leaking data along with them making contact with me, someone risking their, literally they said their souls, so multiple, to give me the full picture as much as they can, with in regards to almost getting caught um, on this fleet, say, of transmitting data to me. So you have these beings who are trying to contact me because they want something, uh, and are in an operation. And within that operation, we found out through the data there's someone on the inside, well, actually more than one on the inside, embedded with those that are giving me inside information to expose, so you can get a broader picture. What is the intent? We don't know. It's evolving, but we have enough data to go forward, and it links to other things in the past. So Tara should so we have basically, if when we go back, like yesterday there were 25 messages, right?
Mm-hmm.
Should I go to, say, we can start in September and go forward, and then that's what we'll do. We'll go for the month of September.
Yeah.
And then and what I do, guys, so when those messages come in, I have a master manuscript that I actually physically write in. So the processes, I receive the message or I receive the image, I have it printed off. I then physically, or I copy it, I send it to the team. We have our own fail safes of where these things go. Um, um, Tara double checks the translation. As that's happening, I'll date it like Sunday, September 3rd, 2023, at this time from this line, and it goes into I write down exactly how it came in, then I give the translated version underneath that, and I actually put in every question. I don't leave anything out. I don't cherry pick. So when you actually look at this manuscript right here, that's not the finished product that you would get when it becomes this. Like manuscript 1 is 2014 to 2019, and it's basically all the transmissions, um, with translations, also with revised translations, because like Tara was mentioning, over time, translators have gotten better, or we've come to break certain code, and we update that. So the next manuscript that comes out will actually be from 2019 probably to 2020 or 2021 tops, because literally I just finished, I'm at the end of manuscript 5 and I'm starting manuscript 6. And this spans from 2013 in total. We lost 2013 due to technology and things in the past. I have on record though 2014 to the present. So I'm about to start manuscript 6, and what if you've gotten, it's on Amazon, but if you've gotten the first, it was really very spaced out and sporadic, but the content, I'm just showing you the vastness of how much data there is. Like if this is 2014 to 2019 and it's that thick, this is, to put in context, this is 2019 to the present. So you see the thickness of this, and then you see the thickness of that. So it just kind of puts you in context of how much it's ramped up, how many different things have jumped on, some have been jumped off. So what we'll do is we'll start in September. I'll go through it, and then we'll go from there. I'm trying to make this as painless as possible. Tara's a
Do
pain.
you do you have that image of the sun, the red sun?
Yeah, so one of the images in September, was it September? I'll look real quick. It
Yeah,
wasn't
that was
September.
September.
It was actually
Oh, that's August.
yep, Sunday, August 6th, 2023. I have it printed out right here.
Mm.
So, um, so we received this image, and basically you can tell there's like a planet or something here, and that's the sun or a different system. But this, I know, I don't mean to cut into what you're saying. From what I understand of this, Tara, where we went with this is that that was the same day those X flares were popping off. Because we'll get data before it happens or as it's happening in real time, but it's not public, or it's going to happen. And this was happening at the time all those X flares were popping off of the sun. Is that not correct? Or
Yeah, sorry, I thought it was in September, but yeah, that's August. So I'm just looking for the contact from September.
yeah, so September, we're gonna jump into actually September because I have that. I'm up till yesterday. I don't have yesterday of those 25 messages scribed in the manuscript. I mean, we have them, but you'll be able to access that. You'll help me with that part. But I have up to it
Oh,
began.
yes. Vector Alpha. That's September 2nd.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to. Yep,
Okay.
Saturday, September 2nd, 2023 at 8:10 p.m. The last four digits were the 0665 line. So what we received was vector, code, which was double dot dash alpha, codex 9ER, quadrant plaxoa, PLAXAOI, capital, and then next word, capital S, Sikpa, SIKPA, and then delta. And then the last line was quirk, QUIRK, 12, 2E, 33, and then E3. So what does all that mean? So we have a vector, alpha, codex, niner, quadrant, plaxio, sigma, delta, quirk, and then the numerical code. What this shows is based on the data, if you go back through contact, we have had lines come in giving vectors or astronomical units away from the sun or quadrants before. Is this the same? This line is a new line in itself, so we don't have any past data to go off of to build off of, but that's where we're going to start. So that was Saturday, September 2nd, 2023, 8:10. Do you have any comments on that one before I start going into questions?
I mean, I will just give a little bit of context to what we do when this came in. So um, once that message was posted, then we start talking. Does this line up with any Bible references? The 12:2e33 E3, and then we start looking at what about asteroids in the area? What's the location in what quadrant? Um, then we look up the different words, like what does quirk mean? Is there an alternate meaning for that? Uh, just so we can sort of understand and try and find it and understand it, but we don't get everything, but we did. I'm just looking here, and then we look back at other past contact. Have we had that before? What has other lines said? Has there been referenced anything like? Uh, but yeah, that's I think as far as we got with that one. We didn't really figure it out.
So I get the message, right? Just as exactly how I read it to you. And then this is what I said at 8:13. So it came in at 8:10 p.m. At 8:13 p.m. I said, "Is this an arrival date?" 8:14. What do you suggest I do? Who am I speaking with? 8:16 p.m. Please send more details on message sent to me. 8:17, I said, I await your response. 8:20 p.m., please send an image of what you speak. 8:21, what is your location currently? 8:57 p.m., thank you. 9:06 p.m., is this revelation specific? 9:18, is this string theory? Anything to do with these? And I said,
Because we did find out that quirk, that word quirk, is connected to string theory.
yeah, and we even sent these images back to see if there's any confirmation. And we research everything. We go to ancient, because we're in contact. I mean, it goes to ancient Sumeria, ancient Egypt, biblically. It goes into everything. So nothing's off the table. So we will go there and we will ask the question. Um, so Sunday, September 3rd, 2023, which is the next day at 6:08 a.m. after I sent those images of the string theory and the other blueprint that we received a long time, many years ago, I said, "Are you available to talk?" And then we got a response. Sunday, September 3rd, at 11:53 a.m., we received um, a symbol, which is to us, these are codes that represent either can be a race or a being or a person. And we're keeping a list of those, and and some of them we just don't know who they are. But we received double dot dash double dot space double dot long dash, and then it says CALP, KALP, and then EE 23E PL space L space L delta vortex. And we're like, again, with the deltas and the vectors and the quirks and the quadrants, like, what are they talking about? Did you want to say anything about that one, Tara, September 3rd
No,
at
you're
11?
good.
Okay, so then I responded 12:16. Needing assistance decoding transmission. At 12:18, I said double dot dash double dot space double dot long dash. I understand. double dot dash is alpha. What is double dot space double dot long dash question mark? Where is the delta vortex located? I await your response. Please send an image. 12:22 p.m. I said D wave vortex, because we've had D wave, and we know D wave has to do with the fifth dimension. I believe that it's the fifth dimension. 6:53. I said I await your response. Thursday, September 7th. So I didn't get anything all those days. So we're going from September 3rd to the September 7th. I said, "Are you able to talk? I see a ship. Is that you near me?" I await your response, because I was talking to Tara. I think actually on the phone we were talking about contact, and I actually saw like like a ship. Like, there's a difference when you have blinking lights. It's a plane, or it's military. If it's green or red, and there's different ones. You can tell a satellite from, or if it's the International Space Station, because I get an alert. If it's Starlink, it's a bunch of dots lined up in the sky. But when it's actually like low and curving and slowing down, then flashing its light at you and then stopping, I mean, it's either advanced secret space program technology that's not public, or it is something else that we're dealing with contact. So I said, I'm asking, is it them? And then I didn't receive anything until Tuesday, September 19th, 2023 at 6:28 a.m. All I received was the symbol of double dot dash, and then underneath it was dash double dot. So it literally looks like that. I said identify yourself, and then at 11:43 a.m. they sent the same code, double dot dash dash double dot, stacked on top of each other. I said, please respond in English or Latin. I await your response. What do these symbols represent? And I sent what they sent me. September 20th at 11:43 a.m. they sent it again, same thing. I'm like, okay, like, well, it's 3 times now that you're sending me this. Please
All at
respond.
11:43 too. There was three identical messages at 11:43 a.m., p.m., a.m.
Yeah, yeah. And time is another thing. So we talk about seasons and months of, and depending on who's making contact. Also, numbers are very important. A lot of 11:11, a lot of like this 11:43, 11:43, 11:43 p.m. a.m. So at 11:44 a.m., I said, please respond to my questions. Does this refer to one being me and one being brother Doug? Because right now, Doug and I, we're not talking. I'm just going to put it out there. He wrote really nice things in the manuscript. That's awesome. He wrote something in the beginning of the manuscript for the book and on the back, and then he put up a bad. He's going through something, and we haven't talked in a long while. And whatever that is, that'll get worked out, or it doesn't. I don't know. But I have to ask, because he's been mentioned in contact before, many times. So, on Thursday, September 21st, 2023 at 1:38 p.m., we received, a, basically, I'll just show it. We received that, and what that reads out to be is parentheses 43 pi R3 with the double dot dash dash double dot stacked on top of each other, and then a long code of, and I'll just read it line by line. 726-563-746-1206, capital F, 726-4696, capital E, 6174, next line, 696, capital F, 207-2696, capital E, 63697061, capital C, 69. Next line, last line, 732-726174696, capital F. What is all that, right? So when I sent it to Tara, she was able. Tara, what did you get from
Yeah,
that?
so I took the code and then I inputted it into like cipher breaks and different things like that. And I found out what type of code it was and then broke that down and then broke it down again. And I ended up getting the translation in Latin and then I translated it to English. And that number sequence comes out to the correct organization of the main system. And then we also figured out that the 43 pi r3 is a sphere with a radius. Um, so it's the radius of a sphere.
So it's a radius of a sphere, and then it's talking about an organization, right? What was the line again?
The correct organization of the main system.
And at 1:38 p.m., I said, please explain in detail. Um, at 2:07 p.m., because remember, we received it at 1:38 p.m., and there's a process. So immediately we have knee-jerk questions, and then we have refined questions as time goes on, and if it permits. So at 2:07 p.m., I said 333.0038.143 units dash double dot in quotes. 2:08 p.m. I said, what is the sphere that you are referring to? 2:29 p.m. Correct organization of what system? I said at 2:33, what do I need to do, or why do I need this information? Please explain. I await your response. I also sent them the image that we received long ago, years ago, of this, and that was sent to us, and that is an image that I had printed off. We believe it's a blueprint or a technology. I said, is this what you were referring to? And Thursday, September 21st at 3:10 p.m., again, they responded with double dot dash stacked on top of dash double dot. We're back to square one. I said, please explain. At 3:33 p.m., I put my original. A lot has happened over this year, guys. You know, well, especially with translations and what we've been told, and I've been told that I'm royal and all this. Um, they say in this past year that I've been stripped of my title, but we'll go into all that. But I did put my original code dash double dot dash double dot dash. It was been confirmed many times that is my code. Thursday, September 21st, 2023 at 3:34 p.m. They responded with uh, double dot double dot. That's my new code from, and we haven't gone through that. I haven't told you guys that, but they say that I'm just a human at this point, and that is my new code. So when they're telling me this is linking to something we will go through, but it's showing a correlation of them referencing, like they're correcting me, that no, this is your code. So, and then Thursday, September 21st, the same day, 1 minute later, they sent the rest of the codes in, and I'll just show it. So basically, where you see at the up at the top where it's showing the double dot, well then they sent in all these codes, and they're showing the signature of dash double dot dash. And usually they'll end it with who's signing off. So some of these codes I mean, this was just the other day. We haven't even had time to break it down. Tara, I saw the screen change. Are you still there? Let me see what happened here, guys. I think she got booted. Hold up one sec. All right, yeah, she got booted, so I'm adding her back. Um, all right, yeah, it looks like you got booted there,
Yeah,
Tara. So,
sorry. I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, I'm going to try something. If I mute my phone, can you still hear me?
um, I don't know. Um, say something, and that's the only way we'll be able to know, right? And if we don't hear from you, that means we can't hear, because I don't hear you right now. Are you saying anything?
Okay.
So
Yeah, so I was talking, you didn't hear me, so I don't know how to make my volume, my sound better.
your sound sounds good on my end. Why was there someone that was saying that your sound sounded
Well,
bad?
I have feedback myself, so I wasn't sure if what was going on, but if it sounds good, then that's fine.
Yeah, it sounds good on my end.
Okay.
What were you gonna say?
No, that's it. Go ahead, continue.
Okay, yeah. So we received all these codes. We still need to go through and verify it. The one at the top looks like the Syrian High Council. Is that not correct, Tara? Because we haven't even talked about this. We're live on the air, but like September 21st at 3:35, isn't that top one the Syrian High Council? Wait, actually, I got my black ledger in front of me. So I have this ledger. Where if I have a name, a deity, a king, a race, a system, it goes in here, and I from contacts. So because we get so much, it's hard to keep up with everything. So this is one way my system of doing it. So I'm actually going to look here. Syrian High. Nope, that's not the Syrian High Council. Syrian High Council is double dot dash double dot. This is double dot dash double dot dash double dot. I'm just looking really quick on my list to see if I have that anywhere else on here. Sorry guys, I'm just looking really quick. That's a whole new code that we have not received before. No, we've never received that code before. So after that code, at 3:36, I said, so you can respond immediately, but choose not to. Explain. Um, so why I was saying that is because that means that they're immediately responding um, at their leisure, and we understood that later on because there's two parties in the same fleet, basically, and we're going to get into that. So I said, so Thursday, September 21st, that code came in at 3:35 p.m. on September 21st, which was a Thursday. So Thursday, the same day, at just a little bit later, 3:51 p.m., we received a message that came in as Latin, and it translates to and I'll just show it. Um, it says refer. Tara, you want to read it? It's backwards on here for me.
Oh, it says refer to Terra, but it's the double dot dash, and then T and the A and E are connected. RA dash double dot.
And then it says holding information related to the Dragon Fleet. And then it's signed off again, double dot dash dash double dot, stacked on top of each other. The last time we've heard about the Dragon Fleet was the time when I received those maps on the hidden system. Um, ba- uh, the well, you want to go into that, Tar, or should we just leave that Dragon Fleet? Because Dragon Fleet's been mentioned a lot, actually.
Yeah, in the past year mostly, but I think it was around, oh, I'm not sure if it was this time last year, but yeah,
Yeah, well, basically, it had to do with my soul.
yeah.
It had to do with these cat-like beings from Lyra that were in a hidden system, and there was a map involved, and there were ones that were trying to get to them to destroy them. So at 3:57 p.m., I said, "What must I do? What else can you tell me? I await your response." I then asked, "Can you send the information, please? I await your response. What is your signature code?" At 5:44 p.m., I said, "Please send image of what you speak of." And then at 6:31 p.m. on Thursday, September 21st, they sent a message. It was in Latin, and it said, "Food is digested before understanding." So food is digested before understanding. I said, "Are you saying I will?" And at that time, I was actually having dinner at that time when I received that message. That was really weird. Um, and then I responded, "Are you saying I will understand after I digest the information? Are you suggesting I should digest my dinner and then I will understand?" Because again, knee-jerk reaction. It just found it really weird that they sent that as I was having dinner. 7:05, any and all other data you can send me would be much appreciated for context and understanding. And then Thursday, September 21st, same day, 7:15 p.m., so just not 25 minutes later. Uh, Again, double dot dash dash double dot. So again, this is very cryptic. What's going on? Why are why is this happening? And we learned something in that day and that next day that explains a lot of contact that we've received. Um, and you'll understand very soon. 7:19, I said, "What is the update on soul retrieval with the Dragon Fleet?" Um, Again, that goes into old contact. Remember, we're starting in the last 48 hours, so you guys have no idea what's been going on. Um, my soul has been basically hijacked, like taken, they say. Certain members say that. Um, and basically, there are ones that play that are trying to retrieve that. There's a lot of trickery going on. It's a war. That's what's going on out there. It's a war. I have codes in my DNA. They need those codes, certain races, and they need to open gates. And that's what it comes down to, a lot of this. So Thursday, September 21st, 2023 at 8:10 p.m., so just the other day, this past Thursday, they said, and it came in as Latin, and they said, "Intelligence has confirmed that the second dash class dragon has been captured by the tyrant's brother, comma, and that the tyrant is now in ultimate control. Signed off dash double dot." I said, "What impact will this have for humanity? What is expected of me?" And then I asked if someone was the tyrant. Um, and I'm going to leave that name out for right now. Thursday, September 21st, 2023 at 8:25, they responded, "You need to unlock the codes. We can't see much more encrypted. Everything is monitored. We can lose our souls if we are not careful." So right there, we can confirm just from that we have multiple things going on. We're getting contact, but there's someone on the inside, because they said you need to unlock the codes. We, that's plural, can't see much more encrypted. Everything is monitored, so they're being everything is monitored and watched. So that means they're in jeopardy. We can lose our souls if we are not careful. So aiding can and abetting basically on the inside, if they're found out, they would be in trouble where they literally souls. So there's a team up there within infiltrating within those ranks. So Thursday, September 21st at 8:26 p.m., they also sent those signs cannot be revealed to your senses, but we will all perish. Dash double dot. So it's signed again with a dash double dot. I said, who is monitoring to, because at this time I'm still figuring it out. The whole team is. We're just catching on, and even for myself, I'm thinking I'm dealing with one group, but we're just figuring out there's more involved with who's contacting us. So I said, who is monitoring? To ensure my cooperation, please identify yourself. Please send me codes to unlock. I understand the need to be careful, but please continue to send me all information you can without putting your souls in jeopardy. I await your response. And then at 11:08 p.m. that night, I said, are you still available? Thursday, September 21st at 11:29 p.m., they said, and I remember this, I was on the phone with Tara. We were talking. I did see a couple ships. We were just talking about, wow, it's been crazy with contact. And then I received, is it a sacrament that you ask of us? It will be done. So they said, is it a sacrament that is asked of us? It will be. I'm like, sacrament? What is sacrament? And I was so tired. Actually, I'm still tired. It's been a week of like no sleep for me. I'm getting 3 or 4 hours a night. It's been back to back, nonstop with this. So I have Tara. I'm like, Tara, I wish Oliver was on. We can talk right now. He would know right away. He wasn't on. So we were like looking it up. And then I asked right away. So 3 minutes later, I sent messages back. And this is what I came up with Tara. I said, when you say us, who are you when you refer to us? I do not require a sacrament. I requested information. What does a sacrament involve? Because I want to hear their point of view. What am I dealing with here? Can you explain in detail what is involved with a sacrament? Will a sacrament help in what is asked of me? I await your response. And then at September 22nd, Friday, which was yesterday, but this was at 12:29 a.m. So this is 1 hour after they told me, is it a sacrament that you ask of us? It will be done. Exactly 1 hour later, they responded with the king of Falful, Tara, please say the name. I'm tired.
Uh,
Falafel, the king of
falafel.
the king of falafel fell to the likes of Chubb. So we're like, Chubb, like, are you serious? Like, what? Like, because you're at this point, you're so tired, you're delirious that you can't even make this stuff up. Some names, some things are just so ridiculous that, well, your first reaction is to laugh. Like, seriously? Like, so the king of falafel, like falafel is a type of food, but we know falafel was the king of that name as actually the king of that hidden system with the cat-like people. But it says it fell, so that means he was just taken out to the likes of Chubb being a new, who's this new, that goes to my list of names. And I mean, we have a long list of names of entities, beings, angels, fallen angels, extraterrestrials, um, terrestrials, that we keep a list of. So Chubb goes to this new list. So the king of falafel fell to the likes of Chubb. So that means the secret system was infiltrated, and then falafel, he's no longer. The king was taken out. So I said, what does this last statement you sent me mean exactly? I need details, please. I said, my translation of the word chub, because we don't even understand what chub was, um, is a fish or an overweight person. Can you send another word to better explain the word chub? Because we're thinking the word chub to be more like a slang or a name, not a name, but it's actually a, a commander or a being. And what we find out later on. Um, uh, I said, so another word to better explain the word chub. At 7:57 a.m., I said, who am I to you? What is my non-human name? So we test once in a while just to see what their response is. 8:01 a.m., I said, I wait your response. And then September 22nd, which was yesterday, at 10:02 a.m., it was capital C, Chub, Chub. So CHUB, all one word, Chub. So Friday, September 22nd, then they said, 3 minutes later, they said, you worm. So Tara, that's what I got up to. You have the rest.
Oh,
I
really?
can't.
Okay.
You said, oh, really? Yeah, that's what I got up to. I've been writing and writing and writing. That's what
Okay.
I have up to. So you have,
Okay.
um in our
I'll
archive.
continue and just let me know if you have any issues with hearing me.
Okay.
Uh, then you said at 10:27, you call me a worm and insult me? Ha.
Yeah, I did say that because I took it personally.
Yeah. And then at 10:29 a.m., are we having a misunderstanding? Um, and then they sent a message in Latin, and I just got to find it. Okay. They say, you are a nobody and human. Your records are gone. They want your organs now. You need to send decode records to unlock the gate because he asks for chub chub instead of falafels.
Yeah, so just to comment on that, they're so you have these stargates, and we have the locations of them. There's one beyond the sun. There's one in the Atlantic Ocean. There's one. I'm trying to remember them all off the top of my head. They're in our system. There's one beyond the moon, and then there was one. I forget where the other one is.
Under the ocean.
Under the ocean, yeah, we talked. That's in the Atlantic. The base down there. So these stargates, and in the past, one of the tyrants was locked out of the gate for 1,000 years from Platea. I remember. So now you have these beings that control or guard the gates, and they actually have slaves. So the so I'm assuming, um, this is the one of the fleets that is around one of the gates, and they say that my DNA in my code, my when I was a royal, if that's even true, of being stripped of that title, that in my DNA wrapped in royal blood, I have the code, that was put in to unlock and lock gates. Um, this is part of the reason why I get light to dark contact and all these different races want my code. So that's all I wanted to say on that. Give some more
Okay. So
fact.
at 11:01 a.m., Alex asks, "Who wants my organs? Who is he that asks for Chub Chub?" At 11:02, "Who asks for Chub Chub?" At 11:04, "What happens if I unlock the gates?" And then he got a response back at 11:45 a.m., and that is, "Eat worm food to seek wisdom."
Eat worm food. So son of a bitch.
Sorry, I'm just okay. There we go. At 11:56, you ask, "What is worm food and how can I obtain it?" At 11:57, you ask, Are you the keepers of the gates?" At 11:59, you ask, "Will I have understanding once I digest worm food?" And they respond at 12:44 p.m. You must meditate and talk to the worms so that you know what it is that they require you to digest. And then you got a message that is code, and I think it's a repeat of the other one. Double dot dash double dot double dot. Next line dash double dot dash. Next line dash double dot dash double dot space double dot dash, and then double dot 5 times.
Yeah, that's
Next line, yeah, it's hard to see, but its next line is like dash double dot 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 dash space. Next line, yeah, it's the same. It's the same one. It's the
yeah.
one, and then the
It's
capital
repeated as the one
chub chub.
before because
Yeah,
the 5 double dots are my new code. That's what was in the from last year. But keep going.
yeah. So then we're discussing this in our group chat. So we're trying to figure out questions to ask. So one of the questions at 12:19 was, "Do I need to alter my brain chemicals to meditate?" At 12:20, "Are the worms a race of beings off Earth or on Earth?" At 12:21, "Do I focus on the image of codes you sent me while meditating?" And then they responded at 12:23, "Worms." And then there was a message after that they sent, and that was at 12:34 p.m. And they say, "You will meditate with worms in your nose to seek the understanding in which the worm is food." And uh, at the same time, 12:34, you say, "Are the worms within me already? Where will these worms come from? Are the worms sentient?" And then they responded at 12:55 p.m., "You are useless."
Thank you.
And then at 12:55, you say, "Why should I help you?" At 1:01 p.m., "What outcome do you hope for?" 1:02 p.m., "I am gathering information for better understanding. That is useful."
It is bizarre, Sean. Very
Yeah.
bizarre.
And then at 1:18 p.m., they respond with, "Chub Chub is very confused about you. You are a great disappointment."
Yes, another insult. Keep going.
Yeah. At 1:23 p.m., you ask, "Why is Chub Chub confused? Who does he think I am?" At 1:25 p.m., you say, "If Chub Chub explained in greater detail about things, possibly results would come." At 1:26 p.m., you say, "What code do you want specifically and why? I have many codes."
I do.
Yeah. And then they responded at 1:27 p.m., "Because the worm." And then At 1:38 p.m., you say, if I talk to the worm, will the worm give me food to eat to remove the infestation? At 1:39 p.m., you say, is the worm blocking my understanding? And then at 3:03 p.m., they said silence.
Yes, they said silence. And guys, when we're asking questions, we're just like shooting at every direction to see what kind of response, if anything. Even if we sometimes eat crow, or so to speak, or we even put questions out there just to get data, just to see how they will respond. But go ahead, Tara.
Yeah, and they said silence, and then so that was at 3:03, and then at 8:18, because we did go silent, they said we confirmed the target.
Yeah,
And,
so we silent because they are like silence. So that, again, it's like, why would you be talking to me and then tell me silence? So again, going back to the you have multiple things going on within a group, ones that are against me and ones that are allied with me, but on the inside getting but doesn't they don't want to blow their cover, but transmitting so I can be privy to the data, and now it's going to start making sense. So go ahead.
at 8:19, you say what target? At 8:22, you say I await your response. And then at 8:24, they repeat silence. And then at 8:25, you say you contacted me to tell me you confirmed the target. Then you tell me silence.
Yeah, because they're in confirmed target. That's red flags. That means there's an operation in play. There's something happening. A target. They're confirming a target. That means there's multiple things involved. And then you're telling me to be silent. But go ahead.
At 8:34, they respond with, "It is found it is found 3 degrees north of the confirmed ionized dye, comma, the gravity delta, comma, to start the bomb engine."
So, so immediately that's like red flags. Like you hear words like, they're definitely aligning something. They're talking about a bomb engine. They're talking about crazy stuff, right? So we're going to red alert a little bit
Yeah.
without fear, not being fear based, because that was the main point: is do not be afraid, so they don't feed off of that. But go ahead.
And then you say, "Am I in danger or are you in danger?" And they respond at 8, I can't read that, 8:38, I think, or 8:39. Reroute, comma, the communication from the sunwalk to the normal beam down to the stupid peasant.
Turn on to the stupid
And,
peasant.
and that's when we clued in. And I remember in our discussion, I was like, it doesn't sound like they're talking to you. It sounds like they're talking about you.
Yeah, to each other. And the
Yeah,
one on the inside is getting the data to us so we can hear in real time the operation that's going on.
yeah. At 8:42, you say, "Who are you talking about?" And then 8:45, you asked for a status update. And at 8:19, you say, "What target?" At 8:22, you ask, "I await your response." And at 8:34, they again say silence. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. My screenshots are a little messed up here, so that is just a repeat. Hold on. Okay. So at 8:40, you say, is something about to happen to humanity? And they respond at 8:51, "Shut up, you dumb human."
So right there, they say, so we're dealing with definitely antichristos. They say, shut up, you dumb human. they're definitely not human. They're anything but human. They could be humanoid, they could be bipedal. They're definitely working in comms. They're speaking to each other, so they're not angels or fallen angels. They're not in any kind of anything like that kind of realm. So we're dealing with ships. We're dealing with fleets. We're dealing with named individuals. We're dealing with non-human, um, humanoid, most likely. But go keep going.
Yes. So then the next message comes in, clarifies that we are getting out of game information because this is the message at 8:51 p.m. Remove this item from my ship. Why is the communication still confused?
Yeah,
And we're like, that doesn't sound like they're talking to you.
no, it's why is this broadcast? Because like I'm getting the data, and why is this transmitting basically? Why is this like, so someone on the inside left it on, whatever they're utilizing to use to communicate, to show what's going. Does that make sense for everyone? It's kind of like
It's like voice to text.
yeah. So they're all in comms to each other because they're not all in the same room, and we're gonna find out that next. But that whatever they're utilizing as a technology to communicate, that's been left on purpose so that everything is funneling down and I'm receiving it. But during the time that I'm receiving it, I'm thinking, oh wait, they're talking to me, but they're not talking to me. They're talking about me. They're
Yeah.
talking to each other. But go ahead.
At 8:54 p.m., you say, "You call me a dumb human, and it appears there is foul play at hand." And then at 8:56, they reply, "Chub chub to the command center." So I don't, yeah, they weren't replying. We're just receiving that transmission. Um,
Yes. So Chub Chub, being a capital C, is the one who took out Fluffle in the secret system. Um, that to the command center. So so if it's a command center, that definitely means that they're supporting. Because remember, Tara, what I mean, just by your home, you saw those two orange balls of light that came through the trees or right above the trees, right
yeah.
by your home. At the same time, all this is going. So this is an operation that's happening. On my end, I'm receiving the messages. They're saying they're actually requesting Chub Chub or the one who's running the operation to the command center. And then also they uh, are like, why is this broadcasting out? But go ahead.
So then at 9:08 p.m., they say, "It is done. We have obtained the last pieces of your brainwave. Now you will eat your bread with worms."
That's very nice of them.
You say, "What does that mean? I will eat my bread with worms. And why did you obtain the last pieces of my brainwave? I do not consent. You have been caught red-handed." And then at 9:34, they respond with, "We do not have red hands."
Yeah, so you're dealing with someone, like, again, it's so literal. So they're like, we don't have red hands. So they don't even understand the context of, you've been caught red handed. They understand. They're like, we do not have red hands. Um, so what color hands do you have? You know?
Yeah, well, yeah, at 9:35, you say, "It means you were caught in criminal activity breaking cosmic law. What race are you?" And at 9:36,
Yeah,
you
Sean's.
ask, "What color are your hands?"
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because all data, that's what I say, all data is good data. So even if we say any kind of question. I think Sean's got it right. Because we do have data from the K-Log system, the Water World system, and the amphibious race. Who knows? It could be them. But the point is that they definitely are not human, and they're definitely not. They don't understand lingo and slang, and um, they take things literal. It's a military operation. We're not dealing with any kind of angelic force here, or like in the past, or fallen angels, where like in the past year we've had where it's like this is King Azrael of the 11, what do you know, like crazy titles. We're dealing with a militaristic operation. I mean, the commander's name is Chub Chub. Are you serious? They're talking about worms, like, but again, they're after the codes. They're after the data. Go ahead, Tara. Sorry.
At 9:08, they say thank you for your cooperation. Information is provided. No cosmic protection. We are not obligated to answer your questions.
So nice of them.
Yeah. Uh, at 9:41 p.m., you say a sign of good faith and your reputation if you disclosed what kingdom you hail from. I have protection from the King of Kings. At 9:42, you say, what did you need my codes for? What is your impression of humanity? And at 9:44 p.m., you asked, where do you call home? And then they got a big message here, and I can't see the time. Sorry. They say, you are lost in the yard, buried in your sins. The report precedes itself. Such things do not signify to us what we have received, what we desire to be done with the council. But you, knowing your sins, pretend to be a game, and in the media of your world, you were one, not two, assigned to us now to recall the rest of your DNA codes so that you will always be a peasant. Your planet. Goodbye.
So again, they're not from here. They're speaking of our planet. They're talking about our media, which we all know about how the media can be. Talking about humanity briefly. Um, that they're not bound to answer. They don't have any. I'm not where they need to have any kind of. They don't have to answer to me. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of data in there. But yeah, keep going.
At 9:53 p.m., you ask, what is your intent? And at 11, if you can't see, 11 something, they say, behold, through the funnel above the cloud, we will show you the light to illuminate. Those who want you make the struggle to look, to shine through the light itself.
Yeah, so I live in Wilmington, North Carolina. So we just had that tropical storm. So like the winds, like gusts and rain. We're like it's like right, like I thought for a second it was gonna be like a direct hit, but it was just like north, eventually hit of us, like the next county over. But they were talking about because I go outside all the time, and so the clouds and everything with that tropical storm, I can't see anything. I can't see stars. I can't see ships. I can't, because I know Tara that night. And this is all within 24 hours. This is all happening last night and yesterday. So I'm looking to normally see if I'm seeing anything, but I couldn't see anything. Tara did get to see two things, but the I didn't see anything on my end. So I'm a little still confused about that, and I'm still digesting that because that just happened yesterday. So you guys are seeing this stuff happen, like, not in real time, but like this is fresh. This is just happened. So read that passage again. What was that message that they said?
Behold, through the funnel above the cloud,
Yeah, the
we will
funnel.
show you the light to illuminate. Those
Okay.
who want you make the struggle to look, to shine through the light itself.
Mm-hmm. All right, keep going.
Uh, at 10:15 p.m., you say, "Are you responsible in any way for the storm above me? If you are so proud of your fleet, why not declare who you are and from what kingdom you come from?" And
Right.
at 10:16, you say, "Who do you serve?" And
Yeah.
at 10:18, "I looked into the sky and I didn't see any competition."
Yeah, because that was like, I don't see it. Like even Oliver was talking, like go out there and say, because yeah, I don't see no I don't. Where is this competition? I don't see anything. All I see is clouds swirling because it's a tropical storm right now. So what the hell are you talking about? But yeah,
And then at 11:43 p.m., they say, "Nothing wrong was being done as a perfectly legal collection aligned to the third class across the planet."
yeah, because what I told, because I'm calling them out, saying that they were doing illegal, because um what we found out based on the data over all these years is that even with Christos, anti-Christos, light, dark, extraterrestrials, angels, demons, fallen angels, whatever it is that you're dealing with, there is a cosmic law, and the insectoids, they don't follow it. They do their own thing, and you would think that if anti-Christos or dark side or whatever you want to call them, uh, they that they just break the law. They just do whatever they want. No, they don't. There's like there is cosmic law. So they it's even though they're against, there's a war going on. There is a certain standard of laws that they have to follow, and they're bound to. So I'm trying to prove like, hey, what you just did was illegal, or against breaking the law, like cosmic law, and they're trying to no, like no, we're not. No, we didn't break any laws. that's what that's what basically that their response is. But
Yeah, so at 11:19, you say, "If it was legal, then identify yourselves."
yeah, why not? Why not say who you are? If you're doing everything, if everything's on the uppity up and everything is good and everything is great, and just say who you are. What do you have to be afraid of?
And at 11:20, you said, "What is the third class?" And they responded with early society.
So yeah, so we didn't hear anything, and that was today. So no contact, right, until right before the show.
Yeah,
Um,
at 7:31 p.m.
yeah, and that was based on my question to them because what was it at the third class? They said
Yeah.
again.
What is the third class? Oh,
Yeah,
their message?
yeah,
That was um, nothing wrong was being done as a perfectly legal collection aligned to the third class across the planet. So I think what they were meaning is that we are considered a third class planet and they are operating within the cosmic law associated with a third class planet.
and then what did and would they respond today right before the show?
Basically, they said a third class planet is an early society. So we're not advanced.
Yeah, so they can do whatever they want, basically, which is not the case, um, based upon other data that we have. So, or maybe it is that that's how they justify it. There is an exopolitics, like some of the stuff that I will agree with Dr. Sala on is there is an exopolitics about this, so that there is, so it's all perception, right? So so their perception is like that's like their justification, like um, just that's like why you go to court. You go because they bring up court a lot and a lot of contact, like a future judgment based on they say that I've attacked the colonies of Cremona and all these things. which I haven't. I'm here on Earth. And they talk about clones, but they talk about a future judgment that these will be brought up before a like a court, and there will be and it's like they're building their case, but at the same time, based on the contact that we receive and we document everything, we have our own case that we're building as a defense to show, like, hey, look what they. It's kind of like on the ones on the inside on this latest bit of contact, um, that we weren't supposed to hear about, like chub chub to the command center and doing all the things that they were doing. They're like, why is this operating within the ship? Get this off of here. Like, those little things add up to helping us in the future, because that's everything. Well, another thing that we found out is that everything that is said, heard, done, everything you think, everything you say, it's it's literally you are manifesting and casting spells, but everything is written, so everything is on record, so everything is done, and we're not perfect as the humans, as people. We do sin, we do make mistakes, we do things that we don't realize at the time, and we do make mistakes. Um, on the same token, um, you have beings out there who justify everything that they do, and and it's a lens of perception, right? So, um, do they answer for those? Well, I don't know. We'll find out. It does appear, because in contact we have many councils that are involved in contact. We have many different races. Um, I always say this, and the team says this: if I'm nobody, I'm just a human. It doesn't matter. It doesn't count. Why do you continue to make contact? Why do you continue to have ask for codes, ask for this? If it's, you know, you could not even communicate. So that means it's something that they want. There's still something that they need. Um, and matter of fact, well, I'll just leave it at that on that part. Okay, so that brings us up to the current. Tar, do you see? Look at that was what time is it? It's already 10:39,
Yeah.
and we've only covered the last 72 hours.
Yeah, well, there's two more messages. One was they said the last message they sent you was silence.
Oh yeah.
And then you asked, yeah, then you asked whether history can you tell me about early society?
And believe it or not, I asked that prior, but the message didn't go through. And then when they said silence, I resent it, so that's why it appears after the fact. But I think that's on the inside again, giving us that inside out of game information, that giving us that data. So guys, I so again, we have a year's worth of data to go through, and that's just the last 72 hours, or, well, there was a few messages at the beginning of September, but that's basically the last, 72 hours of, we've never had these guys before. There are definitely multiple things going on at play inside those that fleet. It mentioned the Dragon Fleet. It mentioned this new character, Chub Chub Chub. I just cannot stop laughing about that. It talks about Flaffle, King Flaffle being taken out. So that means that the secret. So all data is good data. So that there's data within data. So that means that the secret system that we have that star map on, that was infiltrated, and that king was taken out, that these guys are involved with that. Someone on here, like Sean says, um, they're talking about maybe they're amphibious. We have had amphibious contact. Uh, and actually, Sean just says Alex's doppelganger is like the menace to the galaxy on some alternate reality. Um, yeah, and that's what's weird is because I have clones out there. A lot of them have been a lot have been eliminated. Um, um, but anything is possible. We have so much data and so much stuff that when we go through it all, it's um, it's nothing to be scared of. I don't fear. I was getting nervous though the other night when they were talking about the targeting system and and then you saw the ships and then like I was getting the contact. For a split second I thought maybe that there was going to be an assassination attempt or maybe a an attack of some sort. Um but and which they did, that they were trying to scan my mind to get the codes. um King Falafel are restaurants in California. And that's another weird thing. In contact, there'll be things that you can't find anywhere, not on any part of the internet, on any book. And then there are things like what like Marsha just said, where things are like that, like funny King Falafel or restaurants in California. But and then there's irony in some of these things. Are they seafood restaurants? Um, that would be actually pretty funny. That would that would be actually pretty funny. I love their food, Lori. What? Are you serious? Sorry, you can't even make this stuff up. You can't even make this stuff up. It's so. Where do we go from here? So what we can do is, um, I think what I'm going to do is talk a synopsis of kind of my year and any questions you guys have. I just can't see us going through a year of. I thought we were going to be able to do that, but that Tar, that was 72 hours, and it's already.
Dude, I told you, I was like, there's no way we can do all of this. And you're like, we'll see how it goes.
I'm being optimistic, right? Um, basically, like I was saying at the beginning of the episode 47, is like it was a year of a life lesson. I going to the bottom of the world is like going to another world, like another planet. Like it literally is. Everything that you think, I've been to a lot of different places on the planet, but in that area particularly, um, I've never experienced the air, the food, the water, the people, the life, the everything is totally different from one. It's alien. On top of uh, the contact that we were receiving. So, and then you know, I was still going through my let's just say my midlife crisis where, I lost my dad a couple years ago. I have all this intense contact. They were giving me data on Antarctica and that I needed to see this, to go to this base because they um, they would restore my memory, so I would remember everything. So I've been wiped. I've been on and off the world. They said many times. I don't remember it. I don't recall any of this. That they would be able to use like a Neuralink, and I think they even use that. They even use the term mosque to I get contact from light and dark, that they would be able to restore my memories. Um, uh, on another, I'll say episode 48, that's we're gonna have to go right into that whole journey. But basically, what I got from all this was um, there's a lot at play. So you have military, um, terrestrial forces, you have um, uh, terrestrial terrestrial extraterrestrial forces, extraterrestrial forces, um, angelic and fallen angelic forces, insectoid, and every race and everything in between. Um, they use our oceans for thousands of years. It does tie into ancient times, but at the same time, it does tie into um, biblical and um, uh, um, other forms. I'll just leave it at that. Um, Basically, guys, what we're dealing with is like people talk about Project Bluebeam, right? And a false invasion, say, um, based on the data and what I understand it's going to be a mixture of both. It's 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 the revelation in biblically that is being played out, but along with um, forced man-made for revelation to play out, and maybe that is a part of it, of how it does play out, why it does anyways. You're also dealing with um, a Project Bluebeam where it's a controlled partial disclosure, along with there's a full disclosure movement, along with um, ones who portray to be of good or light, who are actually working on the opposite spectrum. You have ones that are infiltrated in the light. You have ones that are infiltrated in the dark. Uh, um, I promised Tyler that I would bring up this. Uh, they are trying to push a one. Eventually, they will push a one world religion. Um, and I guess this person is having. I don't know if they're watching, but they're having flack within the community. But based on the contact and based on what we know, I mean, it's pretty much that's what's going to happen. Um, you're going to have someone who appears, and everyone's going to be like, oh, the love and light. They're great. They're helping humanity, and it's actually going to be because believe it or not, Antichrist is actually mentioned many times within contact. It's all intertwined, all of this stuff. And you've got people who work on the inside that are on the mainstream, who are controlled puppeteers for data that are feeding out data. I have yet to meet anyone like myself who gets all sides. I guess that's why they say it's a blessing and a curse, because we get all the we get everything. We get the light and the dark. That we get in between, and down to NSA, and I'm sure I'm going to get flagged for saying that. Do you know this whole time, not Tara? Just so you know, the live on my end only says a certain number, and it's been staying the same exact the whole time. And that well, I'm gonna go into some things after, like we'll talk, have it maybe tomorrow, have a team meeting. There are just a lot of weird things that I'm noticing too. Um, so I bit off more than I could chew. We are back, and this is the Lion Connection. I am trying to. I really thought we were going to blaze right through this, um, and I'm rambling now, Tara. Guys,
Yeah, well, you're tired.
yeah, I've been operating on 7 days of no sleep, basically. It's crazy because it's been it's been pretty intense. It's been, I know, and thank you guys on all, especially on the team. It's been a lot on you guys too, because you guys have lives and things going on as well. And I'll, as soon as I get it, I roll it up and we have our due diligence and processes. And so I know that interrupts like Tara, your time, Oliver, everyone's time. And um, but it's been rough. It's been tough. It's been hard. So Tara, talk for a minute so I can regroup my thoughts.
Okay. Well, there's a lot to go through, but I think we need to do it sooner rather than later, and we'll get episode 48 going.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, because episode 48, it's going to be really intense. I mean, I'm just going to say it. It's demonic,
yeah, there is demonic
and,
elements.
and it's frightening, and that's what. Um, I mean, not to be scared, but I mean, the topic. It's just it's just dark, and that was the impetus for going to Antarctica, and it just kind of led into that, and your soul being taken, and the dragon ships, and how to get it back, and it was yeah, it was a pretty intense time. So yeah, it'd be good to go through it. It'd be good to get that off your plate because I think when you talk about it, we as we find out when we go and we look back on old contact, we understand more than we did we are going through it.
Yeah, I mean it's the blessing about keeping everything chronologically in order and how we document everything. We're able to, when we go back, we have a deeper understanding. That's why some of the questions you're like, why would you ask that? That's ridiculous. But at the time, that's the first thing that pops in your head because you're trying to deal with things that the majority of the people on the planet don't deal with. You don't deal with these type of situations. You're dealing with family matters or work matters or life, general life, or sickness and health, and but you're not dealing with diplomatic. I'm not even just getting extraterrestrial contact. It's like there are kingdoms and there are kings and there's diplomats and there's laws and there's this and that and there's codes and there's genetic manipulation going on and it and it's hard and it's for me. I'm sharing something. um yeah, I mean, I have a book out. You guys can get on, Amazon, yay, all that kind of jazz. But it's not nothing. None of this is profitable. Let me just tell you. I'm not selling T-shirts. I'm not doing any. I'm just trying to preserve the data. So if something happens to me, it's in chronological order, and if maybe someone will figure out, like, well, just like when we go back, we figure new things out, especially with the new translations. With because, like, say, manuscript 2 that's coming out. When that next book comes out, you're going to see translation 1, revised translation, and you're going to see like the process of what we did. But for humanity, this is important because this is data that you know you have contactees that just get it from a source. We got Chub Chub and his amphibian friends and whoever the hell that we're dealing with this. I'm not trying to make a joke, but I mean, sometimes you got to blow off steam and just be at a point of. That's why I say all data is good data because in a sense, they also tell on themselves when they say certain things. There's certain, like when they said you're stupid human. Like, I mean, so they're definitely racist, but but they're definitely not human because they um uh but they're also working within the means. You have to, it's context clues. You're breaking it down. They're talking about ships and command centers. And because we have received contact on every kind of level you can think of, we can break it down and be like, okay, it's a militaristic operation. It is a this, it's a that. And that's the best that we can do until someone else picks it up and goes, actually, because have found in old contexts some things related to, say, like the Voyagers 2 with other works where it briefly touches, but it goes in depth in its own way without some things are repeated, but some things aren't, or there's a fresh perspective. Sorry, Tara, I'm rambling.
It's okay. You're tired. I think we should just call it for tonight and get back to it another day.
Guys, I tried, um, and I did bite off more than I chewed. I was like, we've been running on like fumes, and I'm like, I gotta still do episode 37 Saturday. So I think with going in the last 72, or this, say, the month of September, you guys kind of gotta, okay, that's weird. That's weird stuff, right? When we go through the entire year, a lot more is going to make a lot more sense tying into what, like, where we're at. And then we'll be able to talk more in depth with that. Um, Lori says I should read some of these comments. Well, first, Sean says, the issue is, do you want to remember? Like people that have been abducted, that opening Pandora's box, you learn about all the bad stuff. Hey, Sean, let me just tell you, we document, so we don't cherry pick, we don't, so even if it's embarrassing or if it's insulting, like we put it in there. So like when they call me like stupid human or silence or things in the past that they've mentioned, we put it in there. It's for the record. The Pandora's box to me, has already been opened. So I want to fulfill it and see it through wherever it leads. That's why I'm not scared. I just want it all out, and at least everyone gets to um, uh, good, good or bad, whatever it is, at least it's on the record. And that's my service to humanity is, no matter what, this is the chronicles of what has happened from these years to this year, whenever my last breath is, and we did everything we could to um, document it exactly the way and translate it and decode, because it may help another piece of the puzzle. Because no one has all the answers. Imagine if I only had contact from one, and I'm a race or kingdom, and they were just telling me their side. Um, what about everyone else's side and perspective? So it's kind of, that's also the blessing and the curse. So I get, even if it's bad or evil or whatever you want to say, we're getting that. It kind of enriches the whole. So as we're going through, so the more when we get these manuscripts out, the bigger the picture, even for our own understanding, is going to make more sense. Um, uh, uh, let's see, Lori says, I don't know how you can comprehend it all and organize where and what info goes. And it's an ongoing process. So what we've figured out, especially when we're going through like manuscript 2 right now, that we're going through the years 2019, 2020, Tara, I, and the team, we're figuring out like things that we overlooked, or the revised translations, grouping this with this, and it's like a puzzle, and we're getting more data than I think one contact said a few years ago, you have everything, you have all the data, um, you have all the information. It's just us going through and getting the translations fine tuned. I think everything is going to come together the way it's supposed to come together. Um, so yeah, we work hard at that. Marsha, great show. Thank you, Tara and Alex. You are way ahead in disclosure. Thank you, Marsha. I really appreciate that. That's good to record it all, even if it is silly. Yeah, there's been embarrassing things, and I'll just say it. At one point years ago, they talked about. I'll just say it on here. Um, how ejaculation actually loses wisdom, and they broke it down into a scientific of of tar. What was it? It was like something to do with the numbers of how much units of something, basically, of um being celibate, um, increases your wisdom, and you don't lose that. There's a lot of science in the contact, and that can be embarrassing, right? Like, you're like, oh, they're talking about my sex life, or they're talking about my celibacy, or my, you know, or they call me out on certain things. I'm not going to omit that and not put it in. I'm human. We all go to the bathroom and do different, we live life. So I, I'm not just going to, oh, I'm going to leave that part out because it's embarrassing. Like, I'm going to put it in there because that's what was said. That's exactly what was the response, and it's on the record. That is the way we stay honest. That's how we're not biased, or it is what it is. And that's why some of the silly questions that may seem silly, um, we work on this daily. So to some looking through the window, looking through the TV, like when you watch a football game, I don't watch football, but they go, "Oh, why didn't you pass? Why didn't you just go down until you're in the game?" Then you understand. It's like, um, it's different, and it has to be documented. It has to be. Uh, Otherwise, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to everybody, and you're wasting your time. So, are we perfect? No, we're not perfect, but we try to do the best that we can. Oliver says, "I'm so glad to have you back doing episodes. I've missed them and really think humanity should have the chance to know. You guys did a great job tonight." Thank you, Oliver. Lori says,
Thanks, man.
I honestly don't think any of it is silly. To each their own. Some are going to find this ridiculous. Again, there are certain in the community that just get contact from, say, a certain race, and they think whatever they tell them is the way it is, and everything else. Like, with the blessing of us getting contact, where even certain contact to be like, I'm a contactee, right? That they're insulting me. It shows the validity of, like, some of the data and the information that's being, like, they're like, shut up, silence, or whatever, and those are just a few of many things that have been said that have been very either threatening, or I'm not going to be like, that didn't have, like, no, that's good. That's it shows the rawness, the reality that not all are good out there. Not everything has been the whole world, like, you know, all the negative extraterrestrials and different dimensional beings have been vanquished, and we're all free. No, it's just not true. Like, there are attempts made every day. yeah, with you could just see from this operation, there are operations going. There's a war, and the war is eventually coming to the surface, out in the open, in the public view. Right now, it's hints and whispers and things, and and now the public are starting to understand that. Wait a minute, it's not all conspiracy or fake, that there is some substance to do with these things. And those of us in the field or who get contact, um, I mean, it gets to a nitty gritty, very detailed level. And you guys got a small little taste, and you're like, what in the F is going on here? This is crazy. And some of it is, but they're very serious. And that's another thing I'd say about terrestrial forces. Like, a lot of people say, well, it's all conspiracy theory and this and that. And it's like, it's not about that. You need to, the people who have billions of dollars, and these people have billions of dollars for a reason. You need to be concerned about what they worship, what they are into, what they believe in, because they're not going to waste their time on the fantasy of it. So you should be like, if a billionaire is talking about a certain thing or pushing something, or you should be questioning it, because they're they're not going to be wasting their time on. There's something, there's smoke, there's fire, there's something to it. Um, yeah, humor does keep us sane. Like Chubb sounding like a angry bullfish. Um, yeah, and that's the thing. The irony. There's so much irony out there. Well, just as in Earth, as it is, just like in the heavens as is in Earth, Earth is in heaven. There's kingdoms on the earth. There's kingdoms out there that there are. So like, some of the ironies, like, yeah, chub and worms. Like, you can't make this stuff up. Um, right now it feels very, even though the fighting, it's hard to listen to most. VJ says, jumping back in to ask if this episode can be posted to YouTube. I will be able to watch it in full there. Thank you so much. Yeah, we were working on trying to get it all doing simultaneously, but we were having a problem with that. We will post it to YouTube. Um, yeah, no, it's true though about the elites, Oliver. Yeah, you're welcome. It's true. Um, it, I was told from contact, it is a blessing and a curse, and it really is, because if you really break it down, is um, we're getting inside, we're getting inside data. We're like getting crazy stuff. Like, some of it's really good, some of it's not so good. But it's giving you a perspective. Um, but there's this whole thing in the community, and we'll talk about this on another time, another episode, where everyone wants to cut it up like a pizza, like, or cut it up into like this slice, or like a pie. Like, this slice is over here and this slice is over here, and then this is it's there, there's so much intertwined, like the Anunnaki, and um, so much stuff. It's so intertwined, more than you think, more than you know. Talk.
I would say what I've come to learn, the biggest perspective is that it's such a unique position to see all the other races, their perspective. When you hear from the Syrian High Council, you get to see what are they thinking. When you hear from the Orions, you get to see what are they thinking.
Yeah,
And that's something that when you're only speaking to one race, you get their perspective and their perspective alone. And it doesn't, we have our own bias and prejudices being human. We have our own idea of what is light and what is dark.
Yeah.
But it's a really interesting position to be in, to see all sides.
Yeah. And then trying to stay current, right? And stay up to date by, there's a process. So, you're at the same time you're dealing with contact, you're documenting the contact. And getting to the point where you can do like an episode to share that contact, but the team is aware. And then, and then I handwrite everything. So even though it's not the final version, it's the original handwritten first. This is how it came in. Some of it may get mistranslated. We, but when we go to publication, we do the best that we can to have it in its final format. And this is our first time doing it, like this. Um, so as we progress, um, it'll get more refined and better. And and like Tara, you mentioned that earlier, like even the translators themselves have come far from the original. And that's why some of these translations have been mistranslation. But right now, in the last few years, they've been pretty spot on to where there's not much to change, as in, like, the message is pretty clear. Whereas in 2014, and stuff, we really had to go through and break down. And, think about this: every message or every translation or mistranslation or miscommunication or a question that I've wasted, because these windows open and close based on the season of communications. And as time runs out on some of these contacts, it's missed opportunity to get straight answers on their perspective of whatever it is, or whatever it is that they're trying to say, because you're trying to um, understand something that is alien or out of this world. But like, they're just like, we do not have red hands. Like, you're trying to break through all these barriers to get to a common ground so you can grasp what exactly it is that they're trying to say. And some races, some beings are more equipped in expressing and giving. We have large historical passages that are given to us about the history on this planet and off world. Whereas there are some who are just like on Earth, there are ones who are going to be more knowledgeable than others, and ones who are just following orders or doing a task. So that's what I have. Sorry, guys, I try. We got through 3 days. That's so crazy. Um, I failed, but I didn't fail because this is more data. This is more information. Um, so what we, unless there's something catastrophic. Oh, there's something I do want to mention. Very important. Tara, can you pull up the CERN? Because haven't done that since I got back from Argentina. Remember, while I was in Argentina, I received a message that I needed to share with the world about CERN.
Yeah, looking.
And the song says the rest of this world doesn't even know all this is going on. They live in their daily world and don't think that the other life is capable out there in the universe and vast the stars. Yeah, yeah, no, I mean, but that's why there is an awakening, and more and more of this is being brought out to the light, so to speak. Um, and now, and then you do have media who's like, and UFOs are real and this and that. But is it part of a psyop? Well, partial, because you have different camps within the community, and there's a partial controlled disclosure. There's a controlled disclosure. There's just open disclosure, full disclosure. Yeah, but bottom line is it's all coming to a head in a sense. But what do you have for CERN?
Yeah,
Because
I got
CERN,
it.
yeah,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So the message is considering a title change in the PZ94CO sector to open a new cross-industry machine from what people call CERN's secret room. Ninth Lyranus, the chief council opens for you until the reconciliation of the lost soul comes. Brothers, through the spaces and times of disassociation, you see the space rip and the bulk of the Ningizida ship to arm the gravity phase, destroying the Z-ring that will be here for much of our system. Find a seeker who you know is present and means this message across the earth. Double dot, double dot, double dot, double dot, double dot.
Yeah, and that was my code. So CERN, there, because I have the code and no one can get it, and I won't give it, and they want to open these gates to let all these crazy stuff to come in, good and bad. They're physically, manually trying to. They are opening. We're using CERN to open gates to tap into a physical aspect of these gates than to have it being done naturally. So it's a manual override, so to speak. So this is a warning to spread across the earth. Um, and I received this when I was in Argentina.
No, this was May of this year.
This was what?
May of this year.
Yeah, it was May, and May what?
28th?
Yeah, I was in Argentina.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. So they're saying that like they saying I know someone who this message can, and I did reach out to a few, but I was kind of with communications down there. It's really tough. And I couldn't think of who I could have sent it. They knew. Why didn't they just tell me? But anyways, the important thing is the message is that the CERN was a gateway, is a gateway, and that it was operational. Because not what 6 months before that, we also got the voltage and the different things of the gateway. The gateway was starting up again, and then in the news, what was it? It was actually public that they were starting CERN up again, and we got it right. 24 or 48 hours before it was hitting the news cycle that they were starting CERN up again, but they were telling us that the CERN it's for gate it's for gateway, it's portal, it's well, anyways, I just wanted to mention that. Guys, episode 47. I'm sorry I disappointed. We're going to go in deeper depths and go through the year. Um, uh, and I know we spent a lot of time trying to get Tara on. We know Tara, don't use a computer, use a phone. That's awesome.
Yep.
And we'll go through. I'm not going anywhere, not until they take me out or something happens. Um, Again, you can get 2014-2019 manuscript 1 through Amazon. I just say that so at least someone has a physical copy in their hands. If not, you can go back on earlier episodes. And then we're working on manuscript 2. Episode 48 will go through this past year, starting, I believe it was, I have it marked right here, just so we have it for the record. So when we play this back, We're going to start on Monday, September 19th, 2022 at 12:25 p.m. And we'll go forward to the present. In the meantime, we'll continue to document. We had contact right before the show, and things are ramped up for September already, so things are going to continue. So we'll be working on the book. We'll be, for those years, for manuscript 2, we'll be staying current with current contact, and we will go through on episode 48 and go through this past year and going to the bottom of the world. So it has been a pleasure seeing you all. I love you all. I am sorry. Tomorrow is actually my first day. I'm going to sleep in a week. I know I got to take baby Jay, my little one Johnny, to play. He's in Little League Baseball, so we're going to do that later in the day. But guys, I love you all. I wish I could have gotten through it all. Tara, thank you so much for being a part and being the other voice of reason on here. And the rest of the team and all you other guys who are close to me and friends. I love you all. It's a lot of data. It's a lot to go through. I wish you a really good night. And thanks for watching episode 47. Episode 48, we're going to rock through it. We got this. You got it? Tara, any last words?
No, I'm good. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Have a good night, guys.